We have a reading for you about a sore loser. It's kind of sad. We've got the Four of Wands and the Six of Wands, both in the reverse. The Four of Wands being about, like milestones or achievements, recognition. So the fact that it's in the reverse, and we have the word honor down here, means there's somebody here who's, like frustrated, irritable, perhaps even trying to rain on someone else's parade. And then we've got victory, or the Six of Wands in the reverse. So this could be somebody who is upset because you're doing well, or it could be somebody who was literally competing with you for some sort of title or promotion, or maybe you both want the same house or the same love interest. But there is an issue here in terms of someone being a bit sour. Hello, James. Hello, Dwayne. Hello, Dracula. How we doing? So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you are interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find it in the description box along with more information on how to get additional content as a member. Thank you to the current members. And you can also find a link to my Etsy site if you are interested in a homemade soy candle. You can find that in the description box as well. All right, y'all, let's dive in. Let's see what else we've got. I think we're gonna have to start with the Tattoo Tarot. Hello, Key Controller. How are we doing today? Hello, Indra. What's up? How's your weekend going? Hello, Bashir. Let's use some lowercase letters, please. And my name is Carmen. Hello, Tom. Hello, Joaquin. How are we doing? Come on, Bashir. We can move beyond that, right? Let's use some lowercase letters, please. No need to yell. I hope it's good news, James. So we have the Knight of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Page of Cups. I feel like you've got good news that you're celebrating, or someone else that you're aware of. Maybe you have a couple of siblings and one of them is doing really well, and you're witnessing ne'er-do-well, or a struggling sibling not really know how to be happy for someone else. But we have this good news for someone being perceived as bad news for another. Hello, Sophia. How are you doing? I'm glad to hear that, Indra. Oh, is he talking about the first light? That's funny. So we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles with the Five of Pentacles. Okay. So you're being recognized or seen as successful is problematic for somebody who is competing with you. They feel like you didn't really do much and you're getting celebrated, and they're over here like, well, what about me? I'm awesome too. So envy, I guess, is the core theme here. Wishing that they had something that you have. Ace of Cups in the reverse, Seven of Swords. I feel like nobody appreciates me or nobody recognizes me. And it's not fair. Boo-hoo. All right, what else? Thank you, James. I'm gonna write down your name. You let me know if you've got a question. Otherwise, I'm wishing abundance for you. Well, either way I am. Have I shown off my cool pen to you all lately? Hold on. Isn't that cool? It bounces. I always do that. All right. James, you let me know if you have a question. Hello, Redbeard. How are you doing today? Hello, Rachel. Hello, Kadu. What's up? Yes. I'm always wishing for good things for you, James. So we've got the Two of Pentacles. Something that you've been able to accomplish. It's gaining attention. I feel like you took less time to achieve something than people expected, or than this particular individual expected. But because you have things going so well, there's someone who's plotting a way to ruin it. I don't like that. Okay. What's their little idea here? Hello, spiritual awakenings. How are you doing? We have the World and the Magician. So this would be somebody who's like, oh, okay, so you're engaged to be married, and it's an engagement party. I'll show up and announce my own engagement. You know what I mean? Like, they want to steal your sunshine. That song is a good one if you haven't heard it. They want to know what they can do to get the attention back on them. Or they want to know what they can do to make it seem like whatever you have accomplished here is really not that great. Pure and simple, they're jealous and they want people to be talking about or like looking at them and admiring them. This could be somebody who is conventionally attractive or used to getting a lot of attention. Maybe even issues of favoritism here. This is under the oak. It's good to see everybody having a good day. What else do we have? The World. Yeah, there's attention on you for some reason, and this is really driving this person crazy. You've had a win or you're reaching some milestone and they feel left behind. For some of you, I'm picking up this is an older sibling that's irritated because you're doing something before they do. Maybe it's about announcing starting a family. Maybe it's about graduating from school. Getting that promotion you've been waiting for. But they don't like it. They don't like that the attention is going to you instead of to them. Queen of Wands in the reverse, Ace of Swords in the reverse. So how can I steal the attention from you? How can I make your big day about me? It doesn't even have to be that they're trying to compete with good news. It could be, I'm going to come up with some bad news to make people feel like they can't really celebrate your good news. But I see these two as kind of competing images, right? One being on the sun and the other one being the Hierophant. But this is definitely nighttime, right? It's like, what can I do to try to get people to talk about me or to look at me instead of being, here to celebrate your promotion or your milestone? For many of you, this is a sibling rivalry. For others of you, this may even be a romantic partner or somebody else that you work with. Eight of Swords and the King of Cups. Somewhere there is concern for you. This person does care about you, but they feel like you make them look bad. Yes. Well, and just like manipulative, right? How you doing, Mega Boy? For Peter Pan references. You funny, Redbeard. What else do we have? Four of Wands. There it is. Your good time, your good news, the thing that people want to celebrate. With the Seven of Cups, there's this frustration. Because it's like, why didn't I get chosen? Why don't I have something similar than that? Or to that? Three of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. So this is someone who's jealous enough of you to try to come up with some strategy that would make you feel rejected. On your big day, what can I do to take away your excitement or like put a damper on it? Kind of like in the news recently, there was some woman who like threw paint on a bride. Well, that's a choice. I don't know about that. This is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. Y'all are funny. Yeah, definitely manipulation. What else do we have? Four of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. So for some of you, you can avoid this drama by not telling someone what's going on until the last minute. Like maybe even not inviting this person to your event or not telling anybody your news until you're there. If you tell people ahead of time, we're celebrating this particular thing, it gives this hater enough time to strategize. So this feels to me like keep your good news to yourself or choose the moment when you reveal that good news very carefully. Hello, Rebecca. How are you doing? 4 a.m. Goodness. Hello, Delinia. How are you doing? Page of Swords. 4 of Cups in the reverse. 8 of Pentacles. 7 of Swords. Yeah. This is saying be cautious, be selective in terms of how you communicate your good news, especially to the person that you probably already know is a sore loser or is jealous. But if you keep that from one person and they are also related to like 7 other people that you tell, then it might not really be that effective. So if you announce your news in a, you know, like here it is, here's why we're all gathered, then it gives this person less time to come up with some sort of strategy to mess with you. In general, I think it's good to keep your good news a little bit under wraps, or at least be very selective about who you share it with. Thank you, Rebecca. Let me know what your question is. I will add that for you. Waiting for your pizza. I hope it's delicious. Ooh, it's above. Whether or not there's love coming. With Mercury retrograde. You say 23. Tell me what you mean by 23, and I'll make sure I ask the right question for you. Thanks. I appreciate it. Okay. What else do we have? Eight of Wands, 9 of Swords, and the Knight of Wands in the reverse. This sore loser is in part a little bit frustrated or extra competitive with you because while you're experiencing some good news, they're going through a lot of anxiety. 23rd of July, I got you. Thank you, Rebecca. I suppose I could just leave that. So it's that need to compete or comparing lives that's really making this difficult for them. You're getting good news or announcing good news, and they feel like things are falling apart in their life. Ace of Wands, there's that new beginning for you. Nine of Cups in the reverse. It's considered bad news because they don't have anything that they can really share that's good. So it's like, how can I like downplay your good news or make it seem like it's not that great? Or how can I make my not so great situation seem better? Because they want to be seen as like more successful, or at least as successful as you are. This is the Green Witch Oracle. Hello, Healthy. How are we doing today? I appreciate the optimism. Most people have a pretty strong dislike for Mercury retrograde. What else do we have? The Walking Staff, support and encouragement. And the rune up at the top, I believe, is associated with protective energy. Basil, prosperity, luck, and love. So you are protected, you have good news going on, you're receiving support and encouragement from others, and this is frustrating for somebody who's looking on. They're trying to figure out what they can do to kind of like match that energy, or how they could get some attention for themselves. We have the Sickle, focus, regrowth, and letting go. What shall we go with? We're going to go with the Grand Tarot Baleen. It does. You are correct. All right, what else do we have? Justice. The Five of Wands in the reverse. There's protective energy around you. I think when this person is frustrated about their inability to compete with you, there's someone here who is trying to balance out this energy. It could be, like I said, if there's multiple siblings, there could be someone else who's like, hey, just chill. Like, just because someone's doing well doesn't mean that you're not doing well. This doesn't have to be a competition. You got your own stuff going on. This too shall pass. There's that Six of Wands in the reverse. Wow, and the Four of Wands. So we went 5, 6, 4 for the Wands. They have their own path. Someone here is trying to intervene on your behalf and say, hey, you know, you really don't need to be upset. You don't need to like compare yourself to your sibling. You don't need to feel like you have to follow a certain script. You have your path, they have theirs. Let's just be celebrating when we can and supportive of each other. And they'll support you. But instead, they're getting uppity. They're getting upset. Like, how come you get all the good stuff and how come my life is like falling apart? Exactly, Rachel. Cheering someone else on doesn't take away from your own potential. Serenity. Can you do like reasonable requests in a super chat? I'm not going to write something on my forehead. Wild. Exactly. I like how Redbeard's over here like, sure, $500. But you know what, Serenity? There are some gifts that you can do that have silly additions, like they, you know, put cat ears or sunglasses on. You're welcome to do that, but nope, I'm not writing something on my face. No, thank you. So much fire energy. Maybe you're Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. We've got the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Some of you may be dealing with a twin. The Seven of Wands and the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Competing for someone's love or attention. Parents, for example. Or even competing with you because you both have affections for the same person. These are potential motivations for this sore loser to struggle to celebrate what's going right in your life. But I think the most likely scenario is this is somebody who is struggling. They are experiencing loss or frustration, maybe not really putting forth the effort that you are, and as such, not getting the same type of harvest, right? So it's difficult for them to see you getting this advancement or recognition when they feel like that's so far away for them. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Four of Swords. But they too are totally capable of having these good things happen in their life. The issue seems to be there is an unhealed energy here. I feel that this is someone who needs to forgive you or forgive someone else in their life. And until that happens, they're going to be very focused, like fixated on how they compare to others. We have the Ace of Wands, this exciting opportunity or this thing that is being celebrated. And the Crocodile, which is the Fool in the tarot deck. You can see we got number 0 up here. So the Crocodile is not common on the Fool, but it makes a lot of sense for this reading. This is somebody who's struggling to celebrate your win and trying to find a way to sour it, right? Or to make it seem less amazing. But it's like I see you just like walking over the crocodile. Like, oh, it's okay. You want to be mad, whatever. But I'm still going to have a good time. Thank you, Serenity. Yes, and remember, when we hit 25,000 subscribers on the channel, I'm going to do a live stream with free readings. I won't be able to do everybody's, but I'll do a lot. All right, so we have the Knight of Swords in the reverse and the Six of Swords. You'll be able to navigate this if you are planning accordingly, because I do think you know that this is someone who tends to be a little bit toxic or a little bit of a drama queen. Holding the information that you have, that announcement or those, you know, details, like you got promoted or you're starting family, whatever it is, not sending that out to everybody like in text form or an email format is going to help you avoid some drama right out the gate. Announcing it at the get-together seems to be a better idea. All right, this is the Fairy Wisdom deck. What else do we have? Adoration and devotion. You're like revered, admired, respected. And this is somebody who wants to feel that same level of devotion or that same level of respect from people, but it might be difficult. If they feel like they've just been dealing with loss or disappointment, this could kind of like underscore or exacerbate the envy that they're experiencing. This is the Voyage of the Soul. Ooh. I almost knocked over my sweet tea. It's okay. Everything's fine. We're fine. No big deal. Hello, Gnostic. How are you doing today? Aw, he shouldn't do that. He should just be celebrating with you, Joy. Hey, Vlad. We're not really here to do the whole, like, judging people on their beliefs. So I'm going to delete that. I'm sure he loves you too, but let's just make sure we're not doing the recruitment or the judgment, okay? I'm a bit of a workaholic, Gnostic. It's okay. It'll even out a little bit. I agree with that. Hello, Steven. I appreciate your comment. So we have harvest and flow, steady, stable, rewards, financial gain, abundance, and windfall. This is what's happening for you. And somebody's struggling because they want that for themselves. We have flow, breath, effortless, glide, easy, and calm. They feel like you don't even have to try. They feel like you just get good things in your life. And they wish that they could have that. They don't understand how you always seem to have blessings or abundance coming your way. There could also be some jealousy in terms of looks or physical attributes. Since we have the Vessel card here. Mystery, silence, captivating, secrets, High Priestess, mystic, and hidden. They feel like you have some ability here to always get the best things in life. They don't know how you manage it, and this is part of why we have some jealousy or envy. Unfamiliar territory, void, obscure, wait, risk, and trial. They don't know how you do it. They don't know how you manage to win all the time. Maybe they're just being a little bit unfair. Maybe they are a little too harsh on themselves. This is the Yoshitaka Mano. I almost dropped it. What else? Kind of strange, don't you think, though? You want to talk about religious love, but your moniker is tied to someone who impaled a bunch of people? That's a strange choice, right? All right, what else do we have? The World, the Two of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. They want all this attention that you're getting. I do feel like for many of you, this is someone who has a sense of competition that is like exacerbated or exaggerated by the fact that they're older than you, or they feel for some reason they should be more successful than you. That competition or that comparison that they do, there's something here where it's like, I feel like people would look at me and expect me to be in the same place or better. But you keep winning. It's not fair. They feel like you get all of the good things in life. And then with Strength in the reverse, they feel like they keep giving in to temptation, or they don't have the ability to exceed expectations or take the victory. Four of Cups and the Two of Cups. This person does care about you. That's the strange thing. They care about you. They want you to be happy, but they want you to not do better than you or than them. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Food for thought. I'm so glad to hear that, Gnostic. You're feeling better? I'm appreciative. I hope you continue to feel better. I agree. Yes, exactly, James. 8 of Cups in the reverse and the 2 of Swords in the reverse. This is someone who wants your life, but they don't make the decisions or invest in their own goals the way that you do. So they're comparing, but it's like an unfair comparison because you put forth the effort. You invest, right? Rachel's got your back. It's more than Rachel. What else? Five of Wands, competition. Page of Pentacles in the reverse and the Knight of Wands. Look at this beautiful art. Don't you love it? On the Page of Pentacles. I feel like this is someone who has started over multiple times. Maybe they found it difficult to choose a major or choose a career. Maybe they've had a lot of failed relationships. But a big part of this is because they seem to look for external validation more than you do. You have a sense of confidence and like an inner compass that you've let guide you. And this is part of the reason why you seem to be getting blessings and this person seems to be missing out on them. Hopefully it doesn't show up, but I'm glad you're ready. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you doing? This is the Dali Tarot. Page of Cups, 7 of Pentacles in the reverse, Knight of Cups in the reverse. So they don't get the same advancements or the same victories because they spread their energy too thin. Maybe they're not loyal. Maybe they aren't as dedicated to their calling. I feel like this would be someone who's not exactly faithful. So they walk away from things instead of fixing problems. They have a different level of commitment versus you. This is why they don't see things come to fruition the way that you do. You stick it out, you're determined, you understand sacrifice. Queen of Cups in the reverse, King of Coins or King of Pentacles. They love you, but it's in competition with the fact that they're jealous of you. And they feel like somebody in particular likes you better than them. A parent, perhaps, or a romantic interest. This is the Royal Fez or the Moroccan Tarot. Ooh, let me shuffle. This deck smells good. Aw, thank you. Oh, I hope you get to someday, Gnostic. What else do we have? The Hanged Man in the reverse. This is someone who doesn't necessarily learn from their lessons or would be described as stubborn. This could result in difficulty when it concerns keeping one's job. But you don't give up. 8 of Cups is in the reverse. You focus on the task at hand. You ask for help if you need it. You do your research. You're resourceful. You finish what you start. They lack this energy. So the two of you are very different. Empress in the reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. You take difficulty as something that motivates you, whereas they might kind of get stuck more easily. Thank you, Lydia. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. After apology, what does Kay truly think and feel about me? From Kay. Has his opinion of me changed? What has he concluded? About a serious, committed relationship. With me. I've added that. Thank you, Lydia. That's a good way to put it, Rachel. Only person I'm in competition with is my past self. Doing better each day. So we have the Fool and the Five of Swords in the reverse. So if they were to give up this competitive spirit and focus on themselves, really zero in on what they want, they would be successful. But part of the problem is they get so frenzied and irritable, thinking about how you're doing better than they are. Sorry, y'all, I'm starting these personal questions a little bit late, but I'll be there in a couple minutes, okay? Queen of Swords and the Moon. I feel like they want to come up with a way to undermine your announcement or your celebration. Again, this is why it's best to keep the information kind of to yourself for a little bit. Maybe don't put it on social media or don't announce the reason for the celebration. Hey, just, you know, throwing a little bit of a shindig, no big deal. And then tell them when they're there in person, right? Because otherwise, with this Nine of Wands, it's saying if you don't keep that information to yourself, if you don't keep it kind of secret, there's a desire to one-up you or to undermine that announcement. Make it seem less of an accomplishment or to try to make it seem like they have a better announcement. So sometimes it's best to limit, right, who you tell your good news to. But this person is going to have an opportunity for an ego death, a spiritual awakening. I feel like you've been a good resource or inspiration for them to see how they could potentially change. But this isn't just one of those things where you're like, hey, you know, it'd be really nice if you could like stop hating me all the time. It'd be really nice if you could just work on your own stuff, you know? Nobody puts baby in a corner. I love it. Hello, Sayur. How are you doing today? I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Let's dive into personal questions, shall we? James, I appreciate you once again, sending you abundant energy. We've got Rebecca and then Lydia. What do we want for Rebecca? Rebecca, we're going to go with the Wild Reflections Tarot. The question is, it feels like July 23rd is going to be when love comes in for Rebecca. Is this correct? Not quite. I do feel like there's energy that you're picking up on. But I feel like it's, how do I say this? It's like that energy, you know, when you're getting ready, like packing a bag for a trip that you're really excited about, and it's hard to like go to sleep because you're like thinking about all the things that are going to happen the next day. you're feeling that excitement leading up to the love energy coming in. So this is feeling more so like August. We have Page of Wands and the Hanged Man. This is the anticipation energy that you're picking up on. Thank you, Sayur. Aha, will Sayur's name come up in whistleblower report? Or would accused know of involvement? Or all clear? I will take a look at that for you, Sayur. Thank you. Hello, Claire. If you would like me to pull some cards for you, feel free to put your question in a super chat. Anything else that Rebecca needs to know, please? You have very strong manifestation energy right now, Rebecca. You're being advised to dream bigger. Like, ask for more. It's like if you're interviewing and they ask you what your desired salary is and you're like, you know, like whatever you're thinking. But you have the ability, based on offering them what they're looking for to a T, to ask for the top of the range, right? They're saying they'll pay anywhere between 60 and 85,000. Ask for the 85,000. So there's something here about upping the ante a little bit, or dreaming a little bit bigger. So focus on what you're able to bring in. It's bigger than what you think. So don't sell yourself short. There's more here for you, and I don't want you to leave anything on the table. Yes, no spamming, please. Ooh, I hope you get that. Sending you abundant energy and very victorious energy. All right, let's see what we've got for Lydia. This is the Tarot of the Nile. Oh, that's funny. Recently, one of my favorite snacks has been like white cheese, usually Swiss, with red grapes. Good stuff. Did I say hello to James? Hello. There's a couple of you out there. Again, abundant energy to you, Rebecca. Let's see what we've got for Lydia. After the apology, what are the true thoughts and feelings that Kay has for Lydia, please? Okay, this is good. High Priestess, Ace of Wands, and the Sun. Feeling like I understand a little bit more where you're coming from. Feeling like, you know, we can take a new approach at this, or we can let go of that old energy. This is like fresh, new chapter, right? And then with the Sun, there's happy energy here. So does this mean there are good intentions from Kay? Yes. With the Lovers specifically. So soulmate energy. Let's not fight. 5 of Wands in the reverse. Apology accepted. And has his opinion of Lydia changed? Yes. 3 of Cups for the better. 4 of Swords. We've healed or like buried the hatchet, right? So with the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, this feels like maybe I put a little bit too much weight on that, or maybe I looked at something as little bit more important than it really was. With the Eight of Cups in the reverse, it's like I had to come back to it and see a different perspective. So yeah, after the apology, things seem to be much lighter or better. And what has he concluded about the serious committed relationship with Lydia? The Star, the Hanged Man, the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Tower. But even when we have difficult times or, you know, we need to like talk through misunderstandings, that we can heal from that. We can find our way through that difficult time. I just need to be able to wait to make my judgment until after I communicate with you so I can see that other perspective, right? Because the Hanged Man is hanging upside down. Sometimes I get a little ahead of myself and I need to remind myself that it's important to get your perspective or understand where you're coming from. But the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse would be a reference to a relationship. So does this mean he's leaning towards wanting that committed relationship with Lydia? Yes. I'm working on it. I'm seeing things differently. I feel like this is someone who's not, you know, really interested in making a quick decision, but he's leaning towards, yes, I want to be in a relationship with you. So your apology was very effective. The conversation was very helpful. And James is asking, if you could go back in time, what would you do? Ooh, that's a big question. The first thing that comes to my mind, because I had a little bit of an obsession, would be to go talk to Queen Elizabeth I. Thank you, James. Why are you telling us our business? Or your business? We'll like get away with it. Not if you're posting it online. But we're going to pull on it anyways. We're going to see what the cards say. Chaos. Okay. Maybe I need to specify Chase National. You're funny. Okay, let's see what we've got for Sayur. This is the Santa Muerte Tarot. You're welcome, Lydia. I hope things continue to get closer and better for the two of you. All right, so for Sayur, will Sayur's name come up in the whistleblower report? Yes. So what's weird is I'm seeing like best supportive actor, actress, right? So it's not like you're featured, but your name is mentioned as either being aware or like tangentially related to. And we have the Wheel of Fortune, possibly benefiting from. So do the accused know of Sayur's involvement? Yes. So yes on both fronts. Any advice for Sayur? There could also be somebody who wants to attribute responsibility to you, which is really their own responsibility or involvement. Someone who might want to throw you under the bus. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Sorry, Six of Cups. The advice here is cut off your contact with somebody. Consider what information you could bring forward. Looks kind of like make a deal. Right? Is there information they need that might be helpful? If you just tried to walk away from it, it seems like it would follow you. So honesty is the best policy here. But I do feel like there's someone who previously was a friend who is not being very loyal. So So 8 of Wands in the reverse, there's something that was previously not discussed that now somebody is contemplating discussing, and I do feel like something that you did not do that someone would like to blame on you. So tread carefully. Leverage your intuition. It will guide you. All right. For James. Regarding Chase National Bank. Will James get away with it? We gotta upgrade that rock. Ooh. Empress says yes. Page of Swords. Make sure you're taking everything with you or covering all your bases. CYA. So that they can't trace something back to you. Don't leave your ID behind. Oh, the stories I would tell if I could. Sorry, y'all. But we had the 3 of Swords in the reverse. You all right? Be cautious, okay? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm wishing you all abundance. Thank you for being you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for